was trying to do with that bag just prior, I do believe. Cutting around there. Oh, nice gather right there. Good shot. All of that for a washing 10 between the two of them. So he wasn't all that worried about that one hanging there over the lip. Went in there and collected everything around the front. Let's see if I can keep an eye on things here and in Margaritaville. Maybe I can give you some updates. I do know that the Queen's seat in the women's division right now is being held by Karen Hubbard. She threw great a little while ago. Actually took out McKenna Kopp 21-7 to put her into the losers bracket. She awaits a few winners, and we will, after this match, after this final, we will run through the remaining women's bracket, and then we will move on to seniors. The final right there sees Brian Higginbotham holding the king seat there after knocking Steve Heath out 21-16. So Heath awaits, amongst other names, Tony Pena, Harold Auxier Jr. How about Gears? He's still alive, up over Tom Meineke right now, 14-10, as Bryce gets his first couple of points on the board. 12-8, I believe, is going to give him a 4 spot to get him on there. That knots things up. At 4, I don't know, there is many more stark transformations in a player that we've seen over the last handful of years as we do with Bryce Jefferson. Lean, mean, bag-throwing machine. Got his vibe kind of cooled down a little bit. Used to be somewhat notorious for his temper, but as he's aged and matured, he's brought his game and his mind to a whole new level. Nice gather right there to take those two underneath. So this should be easy up the middle. And I had to say it, didn't I? Yeah. He knew what he was doing there. So he'll take the 10-8 right there. And a couple more to his tally. I'm not sure where Logan is from. Let's see if I can find that out. I know Bryce is from Tennessee. West Virginia. Logan Collins, West Virginia. Yeah, I don't have my sign-in on this pad like I do over here, so I'm missing some info. But I've got some pretty cool stuff happening behind the scenes here as Auburndale, Florida continues rolling. I'll keep you updated on what's happening there. This juniors premier division right now sees Bryce Jefferson sitting in the king seat at 4-0. Mackenzie McGee and Kennedy Meineke battling right now. McGee up 18-5 in that tilt. Monster blind draws happening down the way. Court's filled with bags thumping in the monster blind draw. Frank Ears still holds a 15-10 lead in the seniors losers bracket right now. These two just methodically measuring one another. That one gets a little bit loose. Logan takes advantage of that. Both of these guys with a nice, easy arm swing. Very effortless delivery from both. Bag just has a nice flight, nice even flat bag from Logan right there. That'll be a 12-10. It'll add a couple to his tally right now. Knots him up at a half dozen apiece. The triumphant return to the Glass City Center, a major that should see 4 kings. I did see our reigning king, Sebastian Barger, tooling around the room. Saw Easy, Eric Zockline, he and the new missus. Well, the current About time, missus, I should say. Craig Irvin in the house as well, and I do believe Jeremiah Ellis will be joining the festivities at some point. So Four Kings will be here fighting for points and pride here at the Glass City Center. Folks here have done a really nice job of putting out all kinds of great deals. As a matter of fact, they did, and we shared this on the players page, but the Toledo Walleye have a playoff game against, or actually games against Fort Wayne Comets this weekend, and they offered up special pricing for ACO players. If anybody scoots early and wants to get out and see some hockey, they can certainly do that. The visitor's guide is put together. They got all kinds of different deals they've put together for players. The Museum of Art, the zoo and aquarium, which I can attest to is fantastic. We had a chance to check out the zoo. Came back up here to see Robert Plant and Allison Krause at the amphitheater over at the zoo, and it was a just an awesome experience. Really cool. Only a couple of miles from here at the Glass City Center, the National Museum of the Great Lakes, Imagination Station, Glass City Metro Park, all kinds of deals for those who are here in town with the ACO, so we certainly appreciate that from Destination Toledo. Bryce going to come in, and I thought he was going to try to come up and over the top. I think that's what he thought was going to happen as well, but that one leaks out a little bit to the 1 o'clock position. Nice grab there by Logan. Oh, and not the finish Bryce was looking for there. What's that, a 10 on 6? Oh, 9 on 4. One of them, oh yeah, one scooted away off the back. So 11-6 right now is the tally. Drew Blauvelt and Paxton Miller still to face off against one another. Mackenzie McGee will now be taking on Angie Bryant in the lower bracket. These two just, again, continue to methodically wear down one another. I think we're around round 10. Speaking of 10s, there's a couple right there, a couple of Washingtons, as a matter of fact. See Amari Scott sauntering down the aisle right between the all the boards. Guy who had a successful weekend here. Last time earlier in the season we were here, he took out I think he double dipped Kellen Pritchard to take the juniors premier division. McKenna Kopp, a returning champion. She's working her way back. I think I don't know if she's still alive in the lower half of the bracket there. Brian Higginbotham looking to defend his seniors title that he took from Ken Goodhue when we were here earlier in the season. Maury Scott, Kellen Pritchard won the big blind draw. Adam Alessandro, Jason Lalonde, Drake Poole, and Brandon Earls won the quads at our last visit. Nate Stevens had a great weekend here at the Glass City Center as well. He and Cody Brewer held off Chris Norris and Carter Bennett for the doubles championship, and then Nate Stevens took the singles way back at the beginning of season 21. All of this, of course, in service to Owensboro, Kentucky, where we will find ourselves July 21st through the 25th. Wrapping everything up on American Cornhole Organization World Cornhole Day. 8 on 7 right there. Adds a penny to the tally for Bryce Jefferson. Cuts that lead down just a little bit, 11 on 7. Got in early enough yesterday to get setup done and run around town just a little bit, so I'm told. Apparently I had a good time. I won't get any further into how some of it went. When you're with someone who looks you straight in the eye and goes, I don't know where we are, you know you're having a good time. That's after waking up in the where we are. Oh, God. So 12 on 10 is going to get Bryce just a little bit closer to Logan. That should bring us to, 11 to 9? Folks continuing to roll in here to the Glass City Center. I went over and had a chance to say hello to everybody here on the vendor front. Breaking Records Bags is here. Dude, it's just Cornhole. Dude, Cornhole is here. NFQ. Mad Dog Cornhole. Killer Bees. BW Cornhole is here. Destination Toledo all set up. It's a veritable cornhole festival here as Center Court, this championship match in the juniors premier division, continues on. Bryce Jefferson sitting in the king seat, so he will have to be double dipped right now, down 13 to 9. Campsites set up around the room as they are typically laid out. Everyone finds their tribe and has a spot to hang. Bryce found his way here after defeating Owen Wooten, Drew Blauvelt, Skylar Foster, and Amari Scott. Logan got put into the loser's bracket by Amari Scott, but he has a win over Javier Valencia, Drew Blauvelt, Owen Wooten, and then he ended up beating Amari to get back to this spot. So Amari kind of eyeballing things from the peanut gallery there alongside Center Court. Didn't know if he was playing in Monster earlier. I said I didn't know if he was still on the move, but doesn't look like he is playing in the Monster tournament. If so, he did really well, and he's got time to burn. As these two continue to battle it out, now knotted at 13. IMF Bags is here. IMF Cornhole. I see Clinton Bilo, part of the setup crew as well yesterday. Ed from Bullseye Cornhole here, keeping a dutiful eye on everything on Center Court and providing some of these statistics that I'm able to share with you, which just keeps getting more and more robust. Very good stuff as these guys right now wrapping up round 15 with a 12 on 10. Bryce throwing a 9-9 Logan. Throwing a 9-9, that should tick up here just a little bit for Bryce. Should get him over 10. And again, neither one of them seems to be in a hurry to finish this one off, although I'm sure Bryce would love to be a one and done here, holding the king's seat. Drives one right up the gut there. Logan follows as the Mickey Mouse ears provide bumpers for both. Uh-oh. Apparently King Tut has won his match. Gears continues to stay alive in the seniors division. I would assume that was a victory dance. Yeah? No? Well, you know, I can go look. Yeah, he'll be taking on Harold Oxier Jr. How about that? Gears coming in at 5-1. How about him? Took down Tracy Kodrick, lost to Brian Higginbotham, who holds the king's seat. Lundy Blevins fell victim to Gears. Dean Schettenhelm did as well, as did Greg Baker and Tom Meineke. How about that? Harold Oxier had to work his way through Rob France, Rick Kyle, Chris Teal. Lost to Brian Higginbotham, so a little bit of revenge in the eyes of both of these guys as Higgy sits in the king's seat awaiting somebody to come try to knock him out of it as these two continue to fight here on center court. Bryce has now taken what was a 5-point deficit and turned it into a 2-point lead. Glad to have you along as well. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also share. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm going to kick it up here and see if I can monitor a little bit of what you're out and about and doing today on a Friday. I know what you're supposed to be doing. You're probably supposed to be at work. But if you're blowing off a little bit of it on a nice day, we're glad to have you along for the ride here. I don't think Gears will ever take off that great cornhole jersey that they gave him over in England. If he ends up winning something to this magnitude, he may sleep in that thing. Nothing says he didn't already last night. I don't know. Maybe he did. At least he could find his clothes. Bryce has extended his lead here, 17-13. Coming in a little bit cut right to left. Some sort of chat going on between the two. Work to be done here. Oh, and it just hung up on the outside. He went for it. He tried to get it all done, and it looked like maybe slick side down. One of these might drop, but it's not going to be enough, and that is going to be everything that he needed. It's a 12-on-6 was the final there, so that's going to put Bryce Jefferson atop the juniors premier division. Congratulations, defending that king seat, a one and done. Nicely done. How about that? Bryce Jefferson takes the juniors premier, so he adds his name to the winners list. Took him, let me see, how many rounds did that take him? Did we? I gotta find Bryce. Yeah, he finished with a 10-2. And takes home the hardwood. Amari Scott just throwing a couple of bags around there on center court. Martina Belt, obviously very happy for our boy Bryce. I'm going to go down and photobomb his winner's photo. And there's something you don't see very often. Look at that smile on his face. How about that? I dig it. He's enjoying life, and he's enjoying his success, and I enjoy seeing that. All right, so Frank Gear is still throwing around a 9 for the day. Seems very pleased with himself. It took him 24 rounds to take down Tom Meineke earlier. Let's see what else we got going on here. In the Monster Blind Draw, Dave Cox and Miguel Valencia awaiting an opponent. Senior Steve Heath, Brian Higginbotham, and Tony Pena all awaiting a challenge as well. Let's see if I can dig in a little bit further. I think I made mention of this earlier. Karen Hubbard is sitting in the queen's seat right now. Mackenzie McGee and Angie Bryant doing battle over on court 2. I see him over there. Bryant up 8-4 on Mackenzie. McKenna Kopp awaits the winner of that one, having been put into the loser's bracket just a little while ago by Karen Hubbard. So congratulations again to Bryce Jefferson. I don't know if my boy, the Mississippi Ninja, I'm not sure if he's in Florida this weekend or not. I hadn't heard from him, and I know he sent his time to fill picks yesterday. I'm not 100% sure that we got him posted, so it's still a bit of a mystery as to who he thought was going to come out on top here and in Camp Margaritaville. That's where we find ourselves as well, down on the South Shores. Camp Margaritaville, that tournament being run and ultimately done and dusted by Ryan LaBelle and the crew down there. Kim Jackson, I know, is part of that. And I think they did a little TV this morning, if I'm not mistaken. A handful of them went out and did a little TV spot, so I look forward to seeing that posted as well. I'm sure you'll see all of that from Kim Jackson, who's been handling a lot of the social media and seeing some of the outstanding posts that she's put together, some of these winter celebrations, and just some of the reminders to registrations and different things. We mentioned the Road Dog Award, those who have attended at least 13 majors this season, and the list just keeps growing. We have a couple with a handful of majors still left to go, some sitting on 12. Will they eclipse that 13 mark or at least reach it? We shall see. I think we still have some sitting at 11 as well, so they could squeeze 2 more in here. I don't know if PEI, Prince Edward Island, is on the docket for anybody, but if you did not go to the first tournament we had in PEI, there's still time to get there next week, and you might be able to find some decent flights, decent pricing kind of at the last minute. Also, keep in mind, if you book through Air Canada, I found this out I won't say the hard way, the fun way, that when I booked my ticket, it actually was about $350 American dollars less than it was in Canadian dollars, so that was a nice surprise, which was cool. But looking forward to getting back there to the Arts Hotel and the East Link Center. Going to have live music, food trucks, arts, crafts, the casino, the racetrack, the hockey rink, all right there surrounding the East Link Center, where we will be hosting the Canadian Classic Major. 1 week from today, we'll be there watching it all happen. If you're not familiar with Prince Edward Island, it's just out east of Maine. In fact, Prince Edward Island is further south than the northern tip of Maine. So if you're trying to place it in your brain or on a map, that is where you will find Prince Edward Island. Charlottetown, really cool spot. If you were a fan of is it Anne of Green Gables, I believe? I think that's all originated right there on PEI. And Jerry, if you're watching, I did say on PEI, like I should have said Long Island, not in Long Island. I apologize again for my faux pas a couple weeks ago. The heavy hitters continue rolling their Zuka bags down the center aisle, eyeballing the competition. So right now, I think we are waiting. We're going to have the McKenna Kopp match coming up here against the winner of Mackenzie McGee and Angie Bryant. Right now, Angie up 9-8, it looks like, over there on Court 2. And again, Karen Hubbard awaits in the Queen's seat. We'll run through the remainder of the women's bracket, and then we will move into seniors. Right now, Frank Years is down to Harold Oxier Jr. 7-3. Tony Pena awaits the winner of that one. Steve Heath on deck after that. And Brian Higginbotham, as mentioned, looking to defend his seniors championship from our first trip here to the Glass City Center earlier in the year. Karen Hubbard going to get out and throw some warm-up tosses here with Amari Scott, so you have that to keep your eyeballs engaged. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was looking to see where we were on the YouTube channel and who's out there watching from where. While we got a minute, I can take a look at the comments there. Good morning, Timothy Hodgkiss. Angela Smith, yo, what's up? Appreciate the wave. Good morning. Thanks for streaming on YouTube today. Don Day, no worries, no worries. All good. We love it when you can bring that up on that smart TV, too, and throw us up on the big screen. And Gives you a little something to have going on in the background. Just the thundering of the bags. Can be a little bit therapeutic, actually, if you're not able to get out and play any yourself. And this early in the day, well, we're still early in the morning here in Toledo. Again, thanks again to Destination Toledo. I was telling you about some of the deals that they offered up, including those special ticket prices for the Toledo Walleye playoff games against Fort Wayne. The Comets in town this weekend. The game time tonight, 7:15, I believe the puck drops. If needed, tomorrow it'll be 7:15 as well, just across the street from the Glass City Center Convention Center here at the Huntington Center. A nice magazine that they're distributing over there for anybody to take and see what's going on. I made mention of the zoo and a great concert space there, but they got some tearaway maps that you can take and look around town, figure out what you want to do. Tony Paco's, that was just around the corner from here, that was functioning as a full-service restaurant, now I believe is just the host of their catering division now. So they've moved a couple of locations, but of course this area famous for the Tony Paco's world-famous hot dogs. I had a not-so-world-famous hot dog a moment ago to try to even myself out a little bit, and it seems to have done the trick a little bit, I guess. Let's see. Craig, what's happening, brother? Good opportunity to remind everyone, if you're coming to Owensboro for the World Championships, you're going to get to meet a host of our European players. Craig's going to be back. He's coming with John Steins. I don't know if Liam and Helly are coming or not. Liam McGrath. And the Wiz is coming. John Wizard. He's going to have an opportunity to give you a little bit of the wiggle here in 3D in Thronesboro. Going to be big fun. They got a new hotel right across from the convention center, so triangulated. And then on the fourth side is the Ohio River. Just a beautiful piece of property, and Owensboro just continues to impress and grow year in and year out. So we're lucky to be able to spend multiple majors and tournaments in Owensboro, Kentucky. As a matter of fact, they have a brand new venue we're going to be visiting in October, so we will not be in the convention center as is customary. We will be in this brand spanking new venue, not that far from the convention center, but an opportunity to see a new venue. And the nice thing is that opens up more opportunities for our players in the Kentucky area if they're looking for places to host, whether they be regional, state championships, and that sort of thing. They've got another new partner to work with from the Visit Owensboro team. Appreciate Mark Calitri and the whole crew there. So what is it? I think 3:45 in the UK, Craig. Had a chance to maybe take a little bit of a nip of that Glenn Morangi that you sent back across the pond with Gears when he made his way back from the UK, the ACO Europe Major, just a couple of weeks ago. Gears has got to hurry because he either needs to win this whole thing outright, or he just needs to call it a day because he needs to get back down to Cincinnati for, I think he's got a wedding that he's attending. I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow, but he just decided to come up and be part of seniors and party with the ACO family last night. He'll be heading straight back down 75. You guys came up together. Are you going with him? Are you going back down with him? Are you? Let's see. See if that'll get me in there. So many passwords, so little patience for any of them. And again, the battle continues over on Court 2, 4:45 in the UK. What time did I say? Did I say like 3:15? I'm an idiot. I don't even know how quarter hours work. Come on. No, that's right. I was just noticing there in the comments, Craig's going to get to play in 2 tournaments at Worlds. He threw some bags around but never got to compete last year. He's going to be throwing co-ed and 2 that he didn't play in last year and the lifetime membership. He got himself that ACO tattoo, and so he'll be part of that Lifetimers tournament. Let's see, it looks like maybe things are wrapping up over there in the women's division. Let's find out very quickly. Yeah, how about that? Mackenzie McGee finally able to finish off Angie Bright, 21-15. So Mackenzie McGee and McKenna Kopp will square off here on center court momentarily, and all in service to the chase of Karen Hubbard, who sits in the Queen's seat. Hope you have a good morning no matter where you are right now. 10:40 or 10:50 here Eastern Standard Time. That makes it, 6:75 elsewhere? I don't know. 7:50 on the West Coast, so you may just be waking up and having that first cup of coffee with us. Appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you get notifications as to new content being posted up on the ACO YouTube channel. Also share. We'd love for you to share that. Share the feed with anybody that you think might be interested over the course of the day. Every one of these sets of boards is bumping right now. I am at a loss as to how to get into what I'm trying to get into here on my iPad, but I've got some other things at play here that I can share with you. See who else is what's happening out there. I think in the seniors division, Steve Heath, Brian Higginbotham, and Tony Pena still kicking. Gears is still alive, down 18-10 to Harold Oxier. Pena awaits the winner of that one. Tony Pena sitting at 6-1. Higgy sitting at 4-0, as you would expect, as the king seed holder. Heath up, standing right now at 3-1. Monster blind draw. Eric Rossignol and David Adams still alive. Bo Bialczyk and Micah Pennington still alive, and Tyler Corwin and Tracy Kodrick still alive as well. See some familiar names in that women's division. Danielle Losi, Kennedy Meineke, Cindy Seeley, Martina Belt, Josephina Ernstberger. Good to see her back out. She and Todd saw them for the first time in a long time. Samaya Watts is here. You've seen her featured as a one-to-watch player on the front page of AmericanCornhole.com. Christy Heater, Malini Heffelfinger is here. I see her. Actually, she's impossible to miss. She's usually hiding 2 or 3 people in her hair. Heather Guy. Beverly Dodson. Tiffany Sparks. Isabella Dangerfield in the house. So Mackenzie McGee and McKenna Kopp. Right here before you on center court. Mackenzie McGee, as I made mention of a moment ago, just finished dispatching with Angie Bryant, 21-15. She has win over Kennedy, win over Danielle Losi, who I mentioned earlier, Martina Belt. She lost to Samaya Watts, but did beat Amanda Huey and Isabella Dangerfield on her way back here to center court. McKenna Kopp has the loss to Karen Hubbard, who sits in the queen seat. That put her here into the bottom part of the bracket, but she defeated Samaya Watts, Tiffany Sparks, Whitley Crabtree to get to this point. And they are underway. That famous knuckleball bag. These bags look remarkably alike. As nice as it was earlier to see orange and blue, these two look exactly alike, and they produce the exact same score, 8 on 8. A couple of snowmen to get us started here. Leaves it 0-0. Mackenzie dressed out. She looks like she's maybe getting ready to go compete in about 8 or 10 different sports today for Team BP. Frank Gears down 20-12 to Harold Auxier. See if he can pull that out and continue his run through the bottom half of that seniors bracket. Thanks again to Destination Toledo. So a 12 on 10 is going to give McKenna the first points of this match. And again, welcome to center court here, the Glass City Center, Toledo, Ohio. I think the Mud Hens are out of town this weekend. They were doing quite a bit of work yesterday maintaining the field. It looks gorgeous over there at Fifth Third Ballpark. Up and over. Oh, nice bag. Able to hit it and drag one with it. McKenzie got one sitting slick side down, gets around it. Not happy. Didn't get any movement on that one. Up and over. Another airmail attempt, but that one kicks off the backside. That one just danced on the front lip, ready to fall, but still not the action on that lower quadrant bag that she was looking for. Trying to get up and over, and she kicks one in, kicks hers off. So let's see, we're looking at a 8 on 6. Yeah, 8 on 6. So that'll knot things up at a deuce apiece. McKenna throwing basement bags. That one leaks out a little bit right. Mackenzie having a little trouble dialing in a little hole control, but McKenna did her a solid right there and left one outside, and she just magnet bagged it right up against it. Still awaiting the arrival of Jeremiah Ellis. I know he is scheduled to be here. EZ, former and always, once a king, always a king. ACO. One more bag left for McKenna. And boy, these things are just getting glued together. Missing opportunities literally left and right. Craig Irvin, former king, current and always a king. I don't think we're going to see Fergie. I know Sebastian, our reigning king, is here. Not an opportunity there to take advantage there, so McKenna's going to pick up another pair, 8 on 6. And it'll take her up to 4-2. Lead early on here. Let's see. Gears still holding his own, 20-15 down to Harold Auxier over on court 15, it looks like. Again, congratulations to Bryce Jefferson, our juniors' premier winner. Held the King's seat, a one-and-done game, 21-13 over Logan Collins. Grayson Valencia double-dipped Robert Heffelfinger in the juniors' challenger division, 21-2 and 21-4. Karen Hubbard awaits the winner of this match for the women's final. This one finds us in round 5, I believe. Yeah. You can see on the interface, too, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, you can follow along with the stats. Kind of the rolling PPR numbers in there. I love the look of that screen. I love the colors, all of it. All good. And you can see IMF Cornhole there in the background there. Clinton Bilo and Team IMF. Mike Schaefer Jr. back there. (20-18). He's still making a comeback. Ed sitting over here going, dude, I got places to be. Come on, Harold. Finish him. It'll be just your luck. You'll get into the final in a double dip situation. You'll be late for supper. Just punch and counter punch here now on center court. McKenna lets one fly. Is she going to be able to double four bag it? No, she's not. That's going to cost her a couple. Mackenzie McGee's going to extend that lead from 7-4 to 9-4, it looks like. Let's see. Oh, Gears won. He got it, 21-20. He came back and beat Harold. And I'm surprised you haven't heard a whoop, even if you didn't hear it over the microphone, no matter where you are in the country. There he is. He's over there. He's cruising. He definitely got a difference in his gait, in his got a little bit more strut going on. So what, let's see, what will I think he's got to face Tony Pena now, so that should do it. It does. And then Steve Heath awaits the winner of that one. Let's see what, yeah, I know. How about that? Let's see. What's he throwing? So yeah, that was what's that? 21. He won. 21-20. He threw an 8-2. Is that right? As this match continues to be a slugfest here on center court, 9-4. So yeah, Frank threw an 8-2. Only 3 bags off. I think that's probably what came back to bite Harold. He had 8 bags off. Frank only had the 3, but they each threw an 8-2, so that would explain the 21-20 final. That one leaks a little bit left from McKenna. Again, if this is your first time seeing McKenna Kopp throw a bag, your eyes are not deceiving you. It is a knuckleball style throw, but she is able to get it to do what she wants it to do. You ask her to explain it, and she does, and it still doesn't make any sense how it works, but it works for her. We've called her name and number time and time again throughout season 21. She could very well be our first female singles world champion, which would make her a queen of cornhole, but there's a few women's players out there that have a little something to say about that, not the least of which Kim Jackson, who I believe will be facing off against Cheyenne Bubenheim down in Camp Margaritaville this weekend. Two of the favorites to take the women's division out of Camp Margaritaville. But you cannot count either one of these two out. McKenna Kopp, Mackenzie McGee, Kennedy Meineke, Kendall Cox. Who knows, Martina Belt might get on a heater at some point. You can never count out Maggie Geiger, the machine gun. Oh, and that one sneaks off the backside for Mackenzie McGee. Again, Karen Hubbard awaits the winner of this one, so that'll be, what is that going to be? He's got one off the back, one sitting up high. So she was able to take that chance and still pick up a couple of points there. So 11 on 9. We're up from 11 to 4 to 11 to 9. So McKenna Kopp able to take advantage of the risk taken there by Mackenzie. Shout out to all of our bag partners who are here, those who are watching. I think, I don't know if we'll see the CBC boys, the broadcast team. I don't know if we'll see them again until the Worlds. I think they have, they kind of maxed out. They were running everything there in Tennessee week in and week out. I've seen Dylan's been out. He does one of those things where he runs around the earth 2 or 3 times and makes time go backwards or something. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I know they go out and they run and whatnot for hours upon hours upon hours. I get tired just reading about it. I'll tell you what, we are into round 10, but this match feels like it's been going on a lot longer than that, doesn't it? That one just tumbles in there. A little kiss off the left side, and Mackenzie and her coach having a word about that performance there on that final bag. Flares continuing to roll in here in Toledo in the Glass City Center. And again, Camp Margaritaville in Auburndale, Florida, where we find ourselves for the other major of the weekend. Next week, Prince Edward Island, Canada. Looking forward to being back to the Eastlake Center and seeing John and Stu and the whole group out there. As McKenna lays that first bag up and in. Didn't seem happy with it, but very gettable. Little nudge right there from McKenna's bag. A little extra nudge. I might have done a little more harm than good right there. That certainly did not help. A little get around right there. Not having to rely on a roll bag or an airmail, just a little cut left to right. Going to block that alley now is McKenna. Now we'll probably see a roll. Yeah, there it is. Right up and over the top. Nicely executed. 10 on 8 is going to add a couple of pennies to the pocket right there for Mackenzie McGee. Cuts the lead 16 to 13 now. Let's see. Current matches happening. Obviously, you know what's going on here on center court. A host of co-ed games going on right now. Tony Pena right now down to Frank Gears 2-0. The monster blind draw, Todd Gammon and Carson Ashley. Scoring off against James Freeling and Robert Crabtree, Bo Bialczyk, and Micah Pennington down 20-8 to David Cox and Miguel Valencia. And Tyler Corwin and Tracy Codrick up 2-1 over Jason Hayes and Tim Berger as we head back here to center court. A couple of bags under, a couple of sitting up top. That one, a little bit of a skid up and over the top, but certainly able to get that one if she wants to try to go after it and pull them both. Mackenzie may be overthinking this one. She locks her thumb and lets it fly. Going to try to cut it up and over. Oh, and it rolls and gets a little bit loose out of turn 3. Yeah. McKenna says, I'm going to go down there and take a look at this. This could be a big one right here. 1 under, 2 on. So right now she's looking at a 5. Mackenzie's got a 6 showing, 8 showing, I'm sorry. All right, she took the timeout. What's she going to do? Is she going to go up and try to grab them both? I'm saying 8 on 5 right now. Grabs it flat, up and over, and let's see. I may not be able to, there might be one stuck in there that I'm not seeing. Yeah, I think that looked like it amounted to a wash. Yeah, 2 6s. There was one pinched up and hiding in there that I couldn't see from this angle. You've got a better angle than I do, basically. We always try to give you the best seats in the house. I'll take the second best seats. Happy to do it. Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, American Cornhole Organization here. The Glass City Center, Toledo, Ohio. Basement Bags versus BP. Round 13 here on center court. Twelve on 10. That's going to inch McKenna Kopp a little bit closer to that final goal of 21. Again, Karen Hubbard awaits the winner of this one. We'll have our women's championship final here following the conclusion of this match. Karen has to be double dipped as she holds the queen's seat. Again, congratulations to Bryce Jefferson defending his in a one-and-done fashion in the juniors premiere. It was a double dip situation in juniors challenger. Grayson Valencia double dipped Robert Heffelfinger. 21-2 and 21-4, I believe, was the score in those. BW Cornhole in the house. Killer Bees Cornhole. Mad Dog Cornhole. Nice roll bag up and over there. NFQ Bags. Dude Cornhole as these two continue muscling each other around the board. Breaking Records Bags is here. IMF Cornhole. See them in the background of some of the shots here as well. You also get a kind of a look up and down the room here from one of the mobile cameras as these two exchange taters and head down to tally their score. Destination Toledo got a booth set up there. Nice opportunity for local players. Anybody who came into town for this with family and friends to scan a QR code and get some good deals around town at some of the different things there are to do here in Toledo, not the least of which is the Walleye Playoff Hockey matches, one tonight and if necessary one tomorrow, which is cool, right here in the Huntington Bank Center next door to us where we are at the Glass City Center. A lot going on here. Like I said, the concerts at the zoo and world famous zoo, as a matter of fact, here in Toledo. Comes in a vertical position and finds its way to hit the arc and drop in, does McKenna. Is she able to finish off that fourth bag? She is. It'll be a 12 on 10 to the benefit of Mackenzie McGee right now. So she now takes the lead, takes first bag back 19-18. Good stuff. Good games. We had some really good games through the course of the early going here in Toledo. Tony Pena up 14-11 over Frank Years in the senior. Steve Heath awaits the winner of that one. And Brian Higginbotham, Higgy sitting in the king seat, will have to be double dipped a little bit later on. Todd Gammon and Carson Ashley down 6-5 to Rob Crabtree and James Freeling. Oh, now they're up 9-6. Jason Hayes and Tim Berger down 8-5 to Tyler Corwin and Tracy Codrick in the monster blind draw. Each of these has a bag up and out of play. Top left. There's another one that gets away from Mackenzie. All she has to do is play what's given to her, and she does. Take a little bit of a backdrop there. So 10 on 8. Is that going to put I think that puts McKenna on 20. Is that right? If my brain is functioning, it is for once. Let's take a look and see what stat-wise what they're doing here. Mackenzie throwing a 9-1 right now. McKenna at a 9-2. Just slugging back and forth. A couple bags getting lost here and there, but for the most part, a very even game. Didn't like the way that one got away from her there to the left, but not too terribly bad depending upon what McKenna decides to do here. Just kind of try to run through it. No, she runs right between them and up and over. Not with one left. Okay, I thought that was her last bag. She's got one left. Okay. There it is. Nice cleanup right there with one bag left to wrap it all up. McKenna just needs to maybe a little bit right to left cut there to leave Mackenzie's bag alone, and she gets it. Nicely done. Come in to collect them all, and she does. Great shot. Well done. Keeps it at 20 on 19. She ran the risk of giving it up right there. A double four bagger. Cheers to you. You can tell what kind of day we had yesterday because I'm cheersing with infused water this morning. All right, every one of these bags is key right now. If Mackenzie can hold it together, which it was almost inevitable after getting ready to say all she has to do is run them all up, and she takes the game. So my bad for thinking it. Looking at a 5-on-1. All right. In for the win. Thinking about it. Maybe she's waiting for a song to end. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. Mackenzie's got a bag left. I can see the wheels turning in her head. Like, what the hell am I going to do here? Well, she's going to have to make some big noise to make it happen. Right now, it looks like a 10-on-5 coming in to try to blow it all up. Her furry friend took a look at it and said, "What are you doing throwing that at me down here? Come on now." Nicely done. McKenna Kopp will advance to the women's final as we await the arrival of Karen Hubbard here, who holds the queen's seat in the women's. Take an opportunity to welcome those of you who are just joining us and remind you about the American Pacific Mortgage Company and our girl Erica Bloomer, part of the ACO family with her bag company, but she is interested in getting you into a house. How about it? Have a conversation with her. She'll not only tell you how she can get you financed, but save you a couple grand off your closing costs if you want to refinance your current home. The official mortgage company of American Pacific Mortgage and the official mortgage company of Cornhole. And so knowing that you've got somebody on your side that can look after you like they would one of their own family members as part of the ACO family, love having Erica as part of the team. Buyingwithbloomer.com is the website if you'd like to reach out. I know she was just on a little vacation. We had a conversation a couple of weeks back. Looking forward to seeing them here coming up at the World Championships, I do believe. Also, if you do get that loan locked down and you get that house, either your first time you're financing, your second home, third home, whatever, refinancing your current home, once you get it locked down and you're successful, you should toast it with maybe one big ice cube and a glass of Notorious 397, the official whiskey of Cornhole from Ocoee River Distilling. OcoeeRiverDistilling.com is where you'll find that. I love the little bottle tags that are made to look like cornhole boards. Too cool with the official stamp there of the official whiskey of Cornhole. So I think that pretty much covers all the official stuff as we get ready to see Karen Hubbard, who holds the queen seat, take on McKenna Kopp. Mackenzie McGee had herself a hell of a Friday. Nicely done there. I'm trying to remember if was Karen Hubbard part of the festivities last time we were in town. I know McKenna Kopp, she double-dipped Rebecca Fields last time, so she's looking to repeat here at the Glass City Center. But, yeah, Karen Hubbard was not part of that final, so this would be a big one here with, as it says on the back of her jersey, Care Bear. You can see the stats up on your screen, how they got here, what it took to get them here. Karen taking out McKenna earlier, Kennedy Meineke, Angie Bryant, Danielle Akers, and Kim Baskins. Coming in with no losses, so therefore the double dip situation. I say Karen is from Michigan, so yeah, fairly close. It's funny, I was talking to Clinton from IMF, because normally he lives fairly close to here, so in the seasons past, he's left and gone home, slept in his own bed, and come back to be part of the festivities. But he said with gas prices the way they are, it just made more sense to stay here. So he wasn't wanting to put that extra money into the tank, and he just decided to stay here and be a part of the weekend. Frank Gears, he made a good run. Tony Pena. Oh, look at this. He's holding up a check. What is that? Did you come in 11th? What is it? Yeah. You want to sign that over to me? Nicely done. Nicely done. Ed was saying, would you please lose? I've got to get back down 75. Yeah, right. Yeah, you'll never know. Tony Pena and Steve Heath about to face off now, and the winner will head off to center court here after we wrap this women's final, and the Brian Higginbotham sitting in the king seat for seniors. As McKenna Kopp jumps out to an early 2-0 lead here on center court in the women's final. And Washington's gets us through that second round. Throughout the course of the day, still we're rolling co-ed right now. There will be the big quads, big blind draw. And just the regular blind draw a little bit later on. Of course, doubles and singles through the course of the day tomorrow. Aaron Candler at Mission Control, running things out of his fingertips. Double four-bagger, and there it is. Cheers to you, Social. He said he had a crazy week, so I don't know what that meant. It came late last night, I think. It came yesterday, so I don't know if we've run it yet or not. We'll put it up there. Yeah, I was talking to. He did send it, but he said he's had a crazy week. So Phil's picks, we'll have to get those out there and run for, because I haven't had a chance to see them. I know he sent them, but I have not seen them. Yeah, we'll check and see how he prestidigitized, if that's a word. I don't know. So hopefully whatever it is that's going on there, Mississippi Ninja, hope all is well. We'll get those picks posted here for those who want to take a look. A dirty bag laying down in front there. McKenna takes that, runs it right up the middle, sufficient for her, but that's going to be a 5 spot that cost her that dirty bag down early on. So that changes things dramatically from 4-0 to 5-4. Karen Hubbard takes that lead. Again, queen seat. She's a one and done in this situation. McKenna wins. She's got to do it again. Either way, one of these two women will join Bryce Jefferson as a holder of the hardwood and one of the top spots in one of our divisions here in Toledo. Bryce taking down the Juniors Championship in the Premier. Grayson Valencia took the Juniors Challenger division a little bit earlier today, and what has become a fun bracket to watch. You're starting to see some names bubble up to the top of the Challenger division week in and week out. Ultimately, you'll see them advancing into the Premier division of juniors, many of whom will be happy to see Bryce Jefferson age out of the juniors division. As Taters exchanged here, a little knock on the board to see if anything else is going to fall, but it ends up being a 10-8, so McKenna regains the lead, takes first bag back. Neither one of these two really showing any what I'd call killer instinct right now around the hole. Seven rounds deep. Washingtons, it looks like. Yes, indeed. One of each sitting up high and dry around the 1 o'clock position as McKenna takes care of the scoring and Karen taking care of the retrieval of the bags. I don't know if that's a McKenna strategy there to add a little extra fatigue to Karen's efforts. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, after this game, we'll watch Phil's picks and see where he stands. I would almost bet you he picked Bryce Jefferson to win the juniors premiere. That would be my guess. So he's probably 1 for 1 there. Also give us an opportunity. I can go back and take a look at what's happening in Camp Margaritaville. Juniors premiere down there. Lonnie Campos took first place over Riley McKeag, it looks like. To no one's surprise would be my guess there. Juniors Challenger Division, Easton Caballero. Congratulations, first place there. And then women's, let's see. It was Kim Jackson versus Cheyenne Bubenheim. She got it done. It was a double dip situation. 21-2 and then a 21-19. How about that? So congratulations to Kim. Nicely played there by Cheyenne, Abby Fincher, Carol Wozniak. Interesting. We normally see her up here at the Northern Majors, but that lady Carol headed down to Camp Margaritaville. Tara Henderson there. Kendall Cox tied for 5th. Carrie Beth Mitchell, Logan Mee, Linda Smith, Stacy Slusher, LaTanya Ney. Nicely done. Congratulations. Karen Hubbard now here up 9-6 on center court. Again, another big pile of mess, as my boy Philip Barnett likes to say. 10-6 right there. It's going to cost McKenna 4. Let's see. I'll take a moment here. See what's going on over on the YouTube channel. Watching in the UK, Rusty Redford, the Cornhole 101 boys. Good stuff. Doing great, Rusty. Glad to have you along. I think I finally figured out what time it is there. It's something 31. That's all I know. A couple of bags that I think Karen would like to have back right there. McKenna, nicely done. Gets it to sneak in. Didn't look like it was going to have enough oomph behind it, but it certainly did. So that'll be a 12-on-8. She'll pick 4 back up off that one and get into double figures, 13-10. That was a 12-on-5. I was busy looking at the comments, and I missed one there. So, how it knots us up at 13. So, there you go. Just when it looked like it might be slipping through the fingers of McKenna Kopp. Not the case. And again, McKenna looking to repeat here in Toledo, having won the women's division last time we were here earlier in the season, taking down Rebecca Fields. That was a double dip situation there. Can she do it again? One way to find out. That's what we're here for. Back. It's just so crazy. It's like it sits and it just slides. It finds its way. It just flops down there and just keeps on moving. That'll be a 12-on-10. That'll get a couple back in the pocket of McKenna. Get her off that tie. 5:31 p.m. Yes, thank you. I don't know why I thought it was a 5-hour difference, but I guess it's 6. I don't know. I woke up and didn't even know what day it was today, so I'm lucky to get the day, much less the time. I'm told it's 5:31 p.m. over where Rusty's watching. No, it's 11:30 here, so that would be 6, wouldn't it? Is it? Is it 12:30? Oh, it is. Why does my computer say 11:30? Good Lord. All right. Well, that's weird. Why is my computer time clock saying we need to help finish? Oh, apparently there are notifications and some updates that I need, and it's all getting away from me. Like I said, I don't know what day it is. Clearly, my computer doesn't know what time it is, doesn't want to help me at all with a double four-bagger right there, leaving the score at 15-13. The Cornhole 101 show. You know, everybody that was over at the ACO Europe Major, Daniel Lilly, fine job. Well done to all the Alistair and Nick and the whole crew at UKCL. Appreciate you guys and all your efforts there in Tamith. They're at the Stafford County Center there next to the really kick-ass train display and museum just outside of Birmingham. You know, I think Frank said that was his first ever sampling of haggis, and he said it. As much as you've heard about it, it completely surprised him, and it shouldn't. As a Cincinnatian who's had Geta, haggis should come as no surprise to anyone. Nor should the 12-on-10 right there that extends McKenna Kopp's lead to 17-13. Take a look at Philip Barnett's time to fill picks for the weekend here in Margaritaville. I'll be curious to see which one of the two that he picked. I'm guessing he was probably choosing between Kim Jackson and Cheyenne Bubenheim. And as we mentioned, Kim double-dipped Cheyenne to take the women's championship there in the Camp Margaritaville Major. Ooh, and that one got a little bit loose. She thought she was going to get that to kill a little bit of that momentum coming off of McKenna's bag, but nicely placed. A little bit of a nudge with one bag left to go to get it. Karen going to try to block that. Ooh, big favor there. Set herself up to run it through. Now McKenna's got a decision to make with three underneath. Cleans him up. This is going to be a 12-on-10. Yes, it is. Two spot there. Puts McKenna on 19. And if she wins, all she has to do is do it all over again. These are the quiet moments. There's nothing to say. Oh, well, and there it is. Oh, and there it is again. What in the world? Just as I was sitting here getting ready to maybe nod off for a moment and under the glorious monotony of bag after bag after bag in the hole. A couple of magnet bags ruined my slumber. Take a look around the room there and see some of our bag partner setups. Ooh, that one was lucky to get over that front lip of the board. Ended up being all right, though. She can get in there and make a little movement. Nice run up to the left center of the hole there from Karen. Ooh, and that one gets away also. Boy, I tell you what. Opportunity knocking and nobody answering in McKenna Kopp's camp. So 4-on-3. 7-on-3. 7 on 6, and it'll be an 8 on 6, looks like, going to wrap there. Karen fighting her way back, still trying to make this a one and done as she holds the queen seat. See Kennedy Meineke over there, just off the edge of center court. Amari Scott, Bryce Jefferson still eyeballing things. Tony Pena. Let's see his bags collected in his hand. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Oh, man. That one. Seeing eye bag right up and over the top there. Minimize the damage, so 10 on 8. Makes it set 19-17 now. As we head into, I think it was round 18. You can see it right there smack dab in the middle of the screen. Right there. Directly below the Destination Toledo logo. Our partners here appreciate their continued support. Tell you what, a couple more of those and Karen may just be able to go put her feet up after a championship photo. So is McKenna going to have enough to repeat here? Can she gather it together is the question. Can she sneak that one around and leave it alone? No, she doesn't. So that's going to be a 10 on 8. And that is going to put us back at a tie at 19. Karen Hubbard looking to try to make the most of that queen C position and hold defend in a one and done scenario. That does it, 19-19. Will this be the pivotal frame? Don't know. Round 19. Knotted at 19. A little bit of a leaky bag out there to the right. Nicely played up the middle. Literally opening a door right now for McKenna is Karen. Take that middle. Yes, she is. Oh, came in hot. Almost missed the front edge of the board. Looks like we may be going to a game 2, depending upon what McKenna's able to pull off here with 2 under, 3 under now. That's a 9 on 3. Going to come in hot. Take a few of them in there. All right, so 9 on 6 and a 12 on 6. That's going to take us to game 2. All right, McKenna Kopp wins the first of what needs to be a double dip. Now we're in a one and done situation. That 12 on 6 put McKenna up 21-19. Enjoy the wedding. Have fun. Congratulations. Did you come in 4th? Did he finish 4th in seniors? Did he? Nicely done. Ed? Oh, okay. Right on. All right. Ed Estes from Bullseye Cornhole making a guest appearance here. Appreciate you, brother.
Time to feel this week. We are
all right, so we're going to reset now and see what's going on with Philip. Yeah, let's watch Phil. I don't think I can hear it. Let me see. Yeah, let's take a look. See what Phil has to say.
Welcome to another episode of Time to Feel. This week we are headed to 2 majors as we are winding down season 21. Let's get started in Toledo, Ohio this week. In women, I'm going to go
see him there. I can
McKenna
barely see him in his
Kopp
camouflage.
Field down, but watch out for
Who
Martina
do you pick?
Belt and Kennedy Meineke. In juniors, I'm going to go with Drew Blobel.
He was putting the names on the screen there for a while, which made it easier.
Watch out for Bryce Jefferson here. In seniors, I'm going with Tony Pena. But watch out for Brian Hickabotham. In co-ed, I got to go with Sebastian Barger and Kennedy Meineke. In doubles, I'm going with Jeremiah Ellis and Braden Easterling. And in singles, I'm going to go with Jeremiah Ellis to take this field down in Toledo. But watch out for Braden Easterling, Sebastian Barger here. Now, let's move on down south to Camp Margaritaville, where I can't wait to see everybody. In women, I'm going to go with Cheyenne Bubeheim to take this field down. In juniors, I'm going to go with Isaac Hurt, who's making an appearance down in Florida again. And in seniors, Michael Hoaxang to take this field down. Co-ed, I'm going to go with Lonnie Campos and Cheyenne Bubeheim. And in doubles, I'm going to go with the team of Josh Holland and Kana Culberson to take this field down. And in singles, I'm going to go with Caleb Bratz. That's right, Bounty Bags, Caleb Bratz. But there's a lot of people that can take this field down, including Lonnie Campos and Cheyenne Bubeheim. And that's going to be my picks this week for Time to Field. If you think I should pick you, prove me wrong.
All right, I caught a little bit of that. I wasn't able to hear a whole bunch of it, but I did hear him pick Cheyenne Bubeheim down in Florida. So Kim Jackson did prove him wrong in a double dip. So congratulations. And I think his picks are look like they got a good chance of, I think the doubles pick, didn't he pick Jeremiah Ellis and Braden Easterling to repeat as doubles champs here in Toledo? So we shall see. Again, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you stick your head in there into the comments and say hello. Let us know what's going on, where you are, what you're doing, what you're supposed to be doing perhaps instead of what you are doing. Yeah, that was a beauty game one right there. So now with Karen Hubbard having held the queen seat, she's got to be beaten one more time. It is a one-and-done situation now. If you're still watching over in the UK, glad to have you guys. The Cornhole 101 boys, Craig up Scotland Way. Let's see, Professor Sebastian Barger over there across the way. I'm going to have to find out more detail on what it was he was celebrating. Math teacher certification, I do believe. Steins, good to see you. You and the missus checking things out. We'll be looking forward to seeing you here in July. All right, Karen Hubbard opens up a little bit of a lead at 4-2 in this game two. Both of them, when they do miss, tend to miss left, no matter which way we're heading. Nice up and over bag there from McKenna. John Steins there in the comments. Nice bag up the middle to kind of blow things up, but I don't know that it helped her out much. It came in there and exploded the mess, but McKenna unable to take advantage of the window opened up there right in the center. Yeah, John, we were just talking about Steins. John Steins going to be heading across the way, across the Atlantic here for the World Championships. Going to be coming with Craig Smith. The Wiz is on his way, I think, as the top finisher in the ACO European Championship over there in the majors. So he'll be making the trek as well. Looking forward to hosting at the Owensboro Convention Center. Again, if you're just joining us, center court here at the Glass City Center, Toledo, Ohio. It is one of the final majors of season 21 for the American Cornhole organization. This is the women's final. Karen Hubbard wearing the purple and white holds the queen seat. She's been bested in game one of this final, 21-19 by McKenna Kopp. Knotted at 4 for the moment, and then will continue to be as the double four-bagger takes place. Folks gathered around center court here to kind of keep an eye on things. Again, congratulations to Bryce Jefferson. Mac Miller is here and off for the day. What's he doing with his day off? Watching cornhole and folding laundry. All right, all right. I had to do all that last week because as soon as I turn around from here, I get home 1 day later, head off to Prince Edward Island, get back 2 days after that, head off to Branson. So my poor dog Calvin, I think he's probably going to want to stay at the kennel come June. He won't even remember me or remember the house. I did see the word folding in quotation marks too, so I guess that could be another word for wadding. Eric Heineman running the behind-the-scenes stuff here. Thanks again to Ed Estes for the look and feel of what we got going on here. You can see all of our bag partners rolling across the top of the screen as the score remains 4-4 here on center court. Breaking Records Bags is here in the house. Dude Cornhole here in the house. First time having met the folks with that setup. NFQ Bags here. Mad Dog Cornhole in the house. Killer Bees is here. B-Dubs. BW Cornhole is here. And IMF locking it down here at the Glass City Center. Just got back from the cruise, yep. A little laundry. Probably not a bad idea. Good thing you weren't on that cruise, if you know what I mean. Bloop. All right, one stayed up on top there, so that's going to cost McKenna a couple. Karen Hubbard will retake the lead, 6-4. Ryan LaBelle and company running things in Camp Margaritaville. They spent a good portion of their setup day, I think, poolside there at the facility, which is really cool. Great opportunity to get your camper out there if you've got one, get in a slip, or they've got cabins and whatnot that you can rent down there as well. So all good stuff. Rob, yeah, was on a Disney cruise, but not the one that was full of police. Yeah, I don't know that I know that full story there, but I have heard a few references to Disney cruises since we've been here. A little grenade bag right up front there from Karen. McKenna has decided to go down and take a look at situations like this, but this time she's just trying to get it up and over, and it looks like she bumped one down and 6. 8. Is that going to be an 8 on 6? I can't tell whose bag that is. I think it is. Yeah. A little defensive strategy there from Karen to throw that blocker down there. And looks like we're just going to build a little wall of denial up front. Nice up and over bag right there. Again, feel free to fire away in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, what you're doing, what you're maybe supposed to be doing. Versus watching cornhole, another up and over bag. Nicely done there from McKenna. Coming in hot to blow it up, take a couple. Oh, and it didn't want to fall. It looks like sticky side down. Maybe there'll be enough here. McKenna may actually do her a favor, and I think she probably will. Yeah, she does. Going to clean that bag up and drop it down, but that'll be a 12 on 10. McKenna turns that 8-4 into an 8-6. Wrapping up round 10. Let's take a look and see what we're looking at stat-wise. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. McKenna throwing a 10-2. Karen's 10-4. Good, buddy. Mm-hmm. And that's, as I was saying earlier in that first game, nobody seemed to really want to own the hole, but both of them thrown over a 10 at this point. No bags off this one so far, so I think that's been a big help for the PPR, obviously. That one up and leaking around there at 11 o'clock. Double four bagger, nicely done. Don't know if it's too early in the day where you are. If you're on the West Coast, maybe. Unless you're on a Rager. That would be a social drink right there. Speaking of which, I'm going to have to step away and grab something myself before we get into the seniors final, which is going to be Brian Higginbotham is, I think, yeah, he's going to be facing off against Tony Pena. And I want to say Pena, wasn't that Phil's pick? He said Pena, but watch out for Higginbotham. So he pretty much saw this one in the crystal bald head of his. The knuckle bag sets up right in front. Tell you what, that bag, the way it comes out of Karen's right hand, it's interesting. She looks like she doesn't have a very strong grip. She just kind of lays it out there, but it almost looks like it leaves her hand a little earlier. It almost feels like it's kind of, well, not that one. Obviously, nice bag up top, right there, and then a lot of kicking around, but not a lot of result. I think that's going to ultimately be a wash, and that's not going to be good for the PPR, is it? Is that going to be? Oh no, it's an 8-on-4. Okay. She had all four of those up there. Not one of them fell. I thought it did on that last one, but it's 10-on-8 now. McKenna Cobb retakes the lead, retakes first bag here in round 12. All right, a 12-on-10 now. The battle continues. McKenna, one of Michigan's own. Throws with bagging and bagging at the Cornhole Event Center there. Karen, a Michigan West Side thrower. McKenna currently ranked number 1 in women's with over 1,000 points, 1,020 to be exact. And Karen, how about this? Ranked 216 right now at 549 points, but playing lights out this weekend to be certain here on center court. And just when I got to bragging about these PPRs, it looks like these are going to suffer just a touch. Unless some magic trick happens. Right now knotted at 10. Taking a look back at the scoreboard. McKenna says, nothing, come in there and coming in hot on the right side. She could take 3 bags down and do some serious damage. She's going to try to do it. She got 2 of them to go, so looks like that's going to be an 8-on-8 wash. Yes, it is. bit more strategy being played here in these last handful of frames. Just kind of going bag for bag, hole for hole. Early on, I made mention of the fact that those are the quiet times. But now it seems that a little bit more strategery. I don't know that that one was all that strategic there out of the right hand of Karen, but McKenna wants to step out, take a look at it from a different angle there. Now back in tighter to the center of her pitch pad. Now her side of the pad now up against the board, flipping, thinking, releasing, up and over. Oh, and she nails that backside airmail. What a shot. Able to pull it off and leave Karen's bag sitting right there. So a 12 on 8. That's going to put a 4 spot on top of that 10. McKenna Kopp takes the 14-10 lead. First bag. Is she going to be able to defend her women's championship, divisional championship here in Toledo that she won the first time around in our first Toledo major this season in season 21? She's only 7 points away from doing just that. Nicely done. A little seeing eye bag right there. Well, whatever. Boy, everything just hanging on by a thread right there, but that's going to be another 2 spot in the bank for McKenna Kopp. 16-10, 5 points away. See what Karen's got in her bag of tricks. Or should I say cornhole bag of tricks. Nice bag right there to leave McKenna's alone. Didn't really help her out much. A little bit of a nudge back towards the hole there, but Karen says, oh, yeah, all right, well, I'm going to make you work a little harder for it than you were hoping. Just kind of up and over that one. Yeah, it's pretty much what you expect. An opportunity here for Karen to try to run through. She gets one to kick in, one to kick off the backside. I think that's the first bag off the board in this second game right here. So that's going to be a, what's that, a 10 on 9? Yeah. For some reason, I would not have expected my mathing skills to be all that sharp today, but I'm in one of those zones where I'm actually doing better even when bags look like one another. I'm doing better at keeping an eye on what the actual score is. I don't know why. There's no reason whatsoever with all the cobwebs up here in my brain pan. Crazy. That thing just hits and then just jumps around, sits up on its side. You rarely see anyone, and that was more of a shuffleboard or a curling kickoff right there with 2 bags off the back now. But you don't ever really see a bag sit up on its edge the way that you do when you watch McKenna Kopp play. She has that thing mastered. See who else is checking in the chat. Need to make my way to a dang regional before the end of the season, says Rob Snyder. Not going to make a major. Oh, that sucks, man. But we know how it goes. And we know how it goes here on center court. How about McKenna Kopp? 2 points away from defending that women's championship. Congratulations to Bryce Jefferson earlier for taking the juniors Premier Division. That's been a fun one to watch all season long, as has the Challenger Division. I think more of that to come in coming seasons. More news on that coming in the future as well. And after I mentioned the fact that no bags had gone off the board up to a certain point, almost now every frame we've seen one or two. So I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong market. Maybe I should be in this wrong gig. Maybe I should be in one of these prediction markets. No matter what I say, you bet the opposite. You will be a winner. All right, so with one off the back. It's going to be 10 on 7 once everything was tallied up there, so 19-13. Karen takes first bag back. It was a little bit low and right. McKenna shouldn't have any problem putting it right where she wants it, and she does. Karen rocks back on that right foot, toes the line, leaves her toe right there on the foul line. McKenna starts back and then takes that foot, that half step up to the line. Two different ways to make the same thing happen, but as I've said a million times, you walk into a room of 300 players, you'll find 300 different ways to do the same thing. All right, I think that's going to do it. She does it. She does the double dip, and she is able to repeat. How about that? McKenna Kopp, congratulations. Nicely done. She did last year double dip Rebecca Fields, and she's done it again. Exchanges a kiss with her man as she gets ready to grab that top prize check. A nice double dip win right there, and well played by Karen Hubbard. Nicely done. I'll tell you what, well done. Very nicely pulled off there. And she was in that. She sat in that queen seat and waited for quite some time. So I tell you what, those are two really good games. And the seniors are going to get ready to go here. Tony Pena and Brian Higginbotham. I'm going to go grab myself a quick drink, and we'll get back to the action here on center court. All right, these final warm-up tosses being made here by Higginbotham, who sits in the king's seat. Tony Pena worked his way through the losers bracket, including a hard-fought battle against our own Frank Gears, who ended up taking, I think, 4th overall in the seniors division before he had to break camp and head back down 75 for a family engagement. Glad to have you along with us here. Center court, the Glass City Center, Toledo, Ohio. Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, getting ready to crown a seniors champ as we just concluded the women's division, and you saw, excuse me, Karen Hubbard sitting in the queen seat, double dipped by repeat women's champion here for the season, McKenna Kopp. Nicely done. I think it was 21-19 was the first game, and where was it? Let me go back here and take a look. Things rolling right along here in Toledo as they are in Camp Margaritaville. Yeah, it was 21-19 and 21-13. As we get ready to wrap up the seniors bracket here as well and crown another winner. And again, congratulations to Bryce Jefferson, who took the juniors premiere a little earlier in the day. Grayson Valencia double-dipped Robert Heffelfinger 21-2 and 21-4 to take the juniors challenger division. So, double four-bagger gets us started. These two certainly have played one another a number of times, both chosen as players to keep your eyeballs on for the seniors division by the Mississippi Ninja, Phillip Barnett. I think he picked Pena but said watch out for Higginbotham, so now they can watch out for one another. Higgy wearing that purple jersey, which shows his championship medal, METTLE. We'll wrap up this seniors division, and then we'll just leave the stream rolling for you so you can catch some of the co-ed. I'm assuming you'll send some of the co-ed action over here to center court, so you have an opportunity to keep cornhole rolling on your day and in your background. So, of course, all in service to getting to a co-ed, a quads, and a big blind draw champion before all is said and done later on this evening. And then tomorrow, doubles and singles will start bright and early. Higgy out to an early 2-0 lead. Pena throws a little arrowhead blocker there that kicks Brian off to the right-hand side. Nicely accomplished there. Oh, and that magnet bag hurt right there. He had an opportunity to grab a couple. Still does, as long as he does. Well, no, he doesn't. Actually, there was no way he was going to grab that with that bag, so that'll be a washing 10 right there. That'll leave it at 2-0 with Higginbotham on top. That sounded weird, Higginbotham on top. When you're sitting here by yourself, sometimes you just have to do them for yourself. A lot of bags in the hole, I'm thinking, on this one. There's a decision to make, and you think there's any way you can clean up all of it there, Tony? I don't know. He's going to go up and try. Drops one of his, drops one of Brian's. That'll be a 12-on-10. That'll increase the lead to 4-0. else? Yeah, well done. Rusty says, well done, McKenna. Great game. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely was. Got anything you want to chat about? Feel free to throw it in the chat. I'm monitoring the YouTube channel right now, so if that's something you want to throw out there to say, hey, please do. Would love to know where you're watching from, what you're doing, what you're supposed to be doing, what you'll be doing tomorrow. Looks like Tony has an opportunity here to crack the egg, get on the scoreboard. Just run this through to pick up 2, cut the lead in half. Oh, boy. Not only did he not, he's going to give it up. Giving up a couple there when he had an opportunity to steal a couple of points there. Brian Higginbotham holding the king seat, now holding a 6-0 lead here on center court. Glass City Center, Toledo, Ohio. Thanks again to our friends at Destination Toledo. Great hosts. Cool hotel looking out over the outfield in Fifth Third Park, the home of the Toledo Mud Hens, right next to where the Walleye play there at Huntington Center. You can almost feel the chill of the ice as they get ready for a playoff game this evening against, I think it's Fort Wayne. Is that who it is that's coming in? Yeah, Fort Wayne Comets. And if there's a game necessary tomorrow, both will drop the puck at 7:15 tonight and tomorrow night as the double four-bagger and Taters exchange. Leaves the score at 6-0. Daniel Lilly, evening all. Good evening, sir. Again, kudos to you and the entire crew that you had in Tamworth this month in the ACO Europe. I mean, everybody just couldn't stop talking about how much fun they had. I know I was talking to Craig Irvin at length. Just love going when you know that you already know some folks, but it's always great to meet new people, and saw lots of great photos of people gathering around the cornhole boards there at the Stafford County Park. And man, it was just fun to watch. I'm jealous that I couldn't be there, but next time I'm going to work it in. I'm going to make it happen. Good stuff. Another double four-bagger right there as they'll go down and gather their weaponry and go at it again. I think we're going to see a lot of bags in the hole. I think we're going to see a lot of frames, as already having completed 8 and just seeing it at 6-3. Helen says, I'm watching the cornhole while John is in the kitchen cooking up a storm. That sounds like a country song. What's he making? I'm starving. Thinking, can I Uber Eat it? Get somebody to Uber Eats that to me from across the way? Just put it in a styrofoam clamshell. I'm sure it'll still be hot when it gets here. Big plans for season 22. We did announce when we were in Coquel, I believe in North Bend, Oregon, announced that we'll be back Lake Tahoe. That'll be on Labor Day weekend, I do believe. Some great new cities to add to the upcoming season 22 tour. Back to some old favorite cities. A couple of surprises probably in there for you as well. Trying to expand throughout the country again. This year, Thrownsboro, Kentucky is where we will be hosting the Worlds, and it is out to Medford, Oregon. 2 more majors between now and the World Championships in Medford. And if you haven't made plans to get out there, make sure you do. Anybody that's been out there, whether it was in North Bend with us at Coquel or in Medford, any of the other times that we've been out there, just beautiful, beautiful country out that way. So much to see and so much to do, and places that you might not have thought you were ever going to get to. Maybe the Redwoods or we're not far from Northern California as well. It's 12-10, puts Higgy up 8-3. But I'm telling you, it is worth it. And if you get out there and you want to rent a car and get out and go to one of the wineries, so there's only, I think, 85 to choose from within a 20-mile radius of Medford. So you can certainly get out and do some damage and have some fun. We've got to see some cool places. TJ and Darren, nice enough to take us and show us a couple of secret spots that everybody that's a local out there seems to enjoy. But, yeah, season 22 shaping up to be even bigger fun than season 21 has been to this point. and this has been a good one. He's cooking lamb cutlets. There will probably be enough for everyone watching the stream. Oh, my. It's a big lamb. Double four-bagger there. Leaves the score 8-3 right now. Higgy has the first bag. These are well broken in bags. You can tell by the way they drip the lip over his fingertip. Oh, boy. That one just got away from him and lucky to make it to the board. Nice bag there to clean up. You pretty much saw that one coming from Tony. I have to get up and around his own blocker bag there. Did Higginbotham, and he does it. Tony takes advantage of that. Going to put a couple onto his tally now. 8-3 will become 8-5. Take a look here and see what's happening in the world of Camp Margaritaville, shall we? What's happening down there as these two continue to battle with one another? So juniors premier, again, it was Lonnie Campos winning in Camp Margaritaville. Challenger was Easton Caballero. Women's division, I made mention of, it was Kim Jackson, I believe, double dipping Cheyenne Bubenheim, as a matter of fact. So that was a prove me wrong moment there for Kim Jackson as her season continues rolling. Mick Hoaxang takes the seniors division over Keith McBride. Mark Smothers, a nice showing there, it looks like, in third place. And in the monster blind draw, Hunter Malott and Jamie Duran take the top spot over Johnny Renner and Mickey Pope. And that should bring you up to speed as to what's happening. Camp Margaritaville under the watchful eye of Ryan LaBelle. Eight to 5 is where we find ourselves here in the first game of what could be a double dip scenario. If Higginbotham wins, it's a one and done. He'll take the seniors championship. Lots of players waiting to take to the court there. I see Sebastian Barger has yet to pick up and throw a competitive bag since he's been here. I think waiting on, well, maybe he didn't get here in time to start the co-ed, but I would imagine maybe in the blind draw quads and then later in the big blind draw. I'm not sure which ones he'll be entered in, but one of four kings that's here at the Glass City Center. EZ, Eric Zockline, Craig Irvin. Jeremiah Ellis will be joining us at present. I believe this was where I first saw Jeremiah. He had unveiled his Vibe Bag Company here in Toledo. First time I had seen the Vibe bags, and I met all 26 of his kids. All of them name begin with A. I recall that as one bag gets hung out to dry there on the top right-hand corner. These guys can take that board up to the front of that line, but adjustments will need to be made based on their decision-making there. 8-7 now. Tony Pena, a little bit at a time, working his way back. See what's happening here in the co-ed. Handful of games underway. Chip Brown, Sherry Brown up 7-0 over Daniel Akers and Bryce Jefferson. Dustin Anglin and Ashley Valencia up 6-5 over William and Danielle Walker. Mackenzie McGee, Steve Heath. As Pena picks up another couple, Mackenzie McGee and Steve Heath down 18-16 to Kenzie Williams and Garrick Williams. Josephina and Todd Ernstberger down 13-12 to Mackenzie and McKenna Kopp. Dan Schulten and Karen Hubbard down 1-0 to Danielle Lozzi and Logan Pagat. Mark Weimkin and Amy Weimkin down 6-0 to Clinton Lucas and Amber Thompson. now Pena has now taken the lead. He's fighting his way back a little bit at a time, taking the lead 9-8. Double four-bagger there. Keeps us right where we were after 16 rounds. I said a lot of bags in the hole. And a lot of rounds right now. How about this? Higgy's throwing an 11-1-3. Pena throwing an 11-1-9 now, an 11-2-5. I was going to say, the Kiss just disappeared in the background there. Apparently they only wanted to rock and roll all night and part of every day. Two postage stamps sitting up there on the top right-hand corner. I'll leave it at a 10-10 wash. Leave the score at 9-8. Pena locks in the scores and travels west to east. Again, if you're just joining us here on Center Court, this is the Seniors Championship Final. Game one of what would be a double-dip scenario if Pena is able to pull off the first win. If Higgy does it, it's a one and done. He will add himself to the winners list that includes Bryce Jefferson for Juniors Premier, McKenna Kopp, who repeats her women's championship from earlier in the year at the first Toledo Major. These two just keep drilling it one right after the other. Typically, if one has a bad bag, the other follows it, and they get another wash. That's a 12-12 wash right there, and that'll certainly help the PPRs continue to climb. Team IMF hanging out over at the IMF Cornhole booth. The Breaking Records folks are here. Dude Cornhole, NFQ Bags, Mad Dog is here, Killer Bees, BW Cornhole is here, Destination Toledo. Got an unmanned booth set up, but all kinds of cool offers for things to do around town with QR codes that can be scanned by ACO players, friends, and family to go do while you're here. That would be the whole point of a Destination Toledo. Been here myself for a concert at the Toledo Zoo. And loved every minute of it. It was a lot of fun and a very cool facility. Robert Plant, Allison Krause. It was a fantastic show. All right, so Pena's going to donate a couple more to the cause there for Higginbotham now, 12-10. In that round, gives Higgy first bag, 10-9. Let's see who's watching from where. Go back and eyeball things here on the stream. Marissa, let's go, Dad. I told work I'll get back to work when I'm done watching. All right, fair enough. Melissa, you can put your earbuds in if you want and get back to work, and I can I'll be more than happy to fill you in on what's going on with Papa here. Well, a double four-bagger there. You might have to quit your job if these two keep going at it like this. We're 20 rounds in. It's 10-9, both throwing over an 11. Who else is there? LaBelle and Candler, young legends. That's a fact. LaBelle running things in Camp Margaritaville. Candler on the ones and twos here. Opportunity here for Tony to pick up a couple. No fourth bag blues. Should allow him to do that, or third bag blues for that matter. Touches those bags together, drops bag number 3. Higgy, oh boy, here's an opportunity to pick up 4. And he does just that, 12-8. That's going to take us now in another seesaw back and forth. That'll make it 13-10. Charging ACs, watch my boy Tone Loke. Exactly. I was just about to say that. Again, we turn right around and head off to Prince Edward Island the coming week. Big food, music, and arts and crafts festivals surrounding the ACO Canadian Major. Looking forward to getting back to PEI, Charlottetown. Another double four-bagger there by the guys who probably would appreciate a quicker game more than anybody. But nevertheless, here we go. Another double four-bagger leaves it at 13-10, but Prince Edward Island, Canada. As soon as we get home from there, we turn around and head to Branson, Missouri, the fourth of 5 Pro Series Skins extravaganzas. Looking forward to that. Not sure how many pros have registered to enter that absolutely free tournament with a $5,000 total prize purse, opportunity to win money even if you lose games. How about that? It's not a bad deal. If you haven't seen Skins Cornhole, make sure you're planning to join us the final weekend of May from Branson, Missouri at the Convention Center right there on Lake Taneycomo. Yeah, I agree with you, Rusty. Those stats are amazing. Yeah, right now, Tony's sitting on an 11.27 and Higgy on an 11.14. That's going to probably eat into those two a little bit there, but Tony will pick up a couple more. He's going to add to his tally now. 15-10. Round 24 under their belts. See Braden Easterling hovering over there around center court. I know he and Jeremiah Ellis going to be teaming up for doubles. I do believe that was Philip Barnett's pick, as a matter of fact. And I believe that would be a repeat for them if they are able to pull that off. Ellis yet to make it into town, but no, he's not that far away. Opportunity here for Tony to add to his lead. He's going to go ahead and drain that fourth bag, but donate a couple more. Tony Pena going to be up 17-10 once everything's locked and loaded into Scoreholio. Outstanding pictures being brought to you by Team Heinerman. Two different paces of play, to be sure. This is one of the rare times you see, I think, Brian kind of slow things down, but that's what he was deciding if he wanted to try to do that and see if he could grab that one up there at the 11 o'clock position. Not able to do so. That bag just goes ahead and drips. Going to try it again, get the airmail drag on. He leaves 2 of them sitting up top. And that should do it for game 1. That's going to take us into game 2. So 17-10. Add 4 to that. If I'm not mistaken, that would be 21. So, yep, game 2 it is. Tony Pena. Sorry about that, Marissa. You're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. 25 rounds. That one was, I thought it might even go a little bit deeper there, but we're going to tee it up and go again. Now a one-and-done scenario. Lots of action going on behind the backdrop, behind the players that you see on screen right now. Glass City Center is thumping. Boards and bags everywhere. Mentioned earlier that Mick Hoaxang won the seniors division in Camp Margaritaville. Kim Jackson, Easton Caballero, great photo. I just saw his winner's photo. You'll get a chance to see all of that. Lonnie Campos, another winner out of Camp Margaritaville. You're getting a little look around the room, some of it in 3D. You didn't even need your special glasses for that. Yeah, this is that's a great shot. Yeah, that's fantastic. Easton Caballero. Little arrowhead blocker did exactly what he wanted it to do. Kicks Brian's bag off to the left. He should be able to collect, and he does. That was perfectly executed in a 1-2 punch. That'll be a 12-10, so that'll take us 3-0 here in game 2. And again, first game, Tony Pena won. So in the double dip scenario, all he has to do is do it again. As we saw in the women's division, McKenna Kopp was able to do that just a little while ago. Marissa, I'm here till 3. I got nothing but time. Sounds good. Matt Byers Box says, let's go TP. 2 scoops, baby. Yeah, they threw some pretty tasty PPRs there in that first round. Starting a little bit rough for Higginbotham here on this one. This game 2 is not unfolding the way he'd like to see it start. Oh, boy. That is going to be ugly. We're looking at, is that a 12-on-3? Yeah. Is that a 9? That's going to be a 9 spot. Wow. That escalated quickly. 12-0, so 25 rounds in the first game. Will we get to double digits in this one? Higginbotham is racing. I don't know if he's got to go to the bathroom or what. He is racing. He is throwing fast. Tony doing his best to slow the roll just a little bit, control the pace. Nice right to left action on that to get him back to center. So, well, that'll put Higginbotham on the board for a couple after 5 rounds now, 12-on-2. Here in the shadow of Fifth Third Field, the home of the Toledo Mud Hens, the Glass City Center, Toledo, Ohio. Prince Edward Island next week, Branson the following week, and then state championships and all sorts of things happening through the month of June, and then we all head to Throwensboro, Kentucky. Back to our Cornhole home away from home for Worlds 21, July 21st through the 25th. Pena letting Brian off the hook. Just, nicely done. Well, I was just going to say leave him off the hook, but never underestimate the Tony Pena airmail bag. That's a beauty. Get the airmail and the drag for a double 4-bagger. A little social toast right there. Here's to you. Hopefully you're enjoying the day wherever you happen to be, where you're watching from. Would love to know. Folks from the UK checking in throughout the course of the afternoon, early evening. That one very likely just on layaway. Yeah. Nice little get around right there. Tony got a decision to make. Is he going to chase and possibly give up 4? Probably better off just taking what's given to you right now. Although with a 12-2 lead, you might as well give it a shot. And it's just give it a shot. He does. A little Shooter McGavin there on the back end as well. Bang, bang. Nicely done. Double 4-bagger. Great airmail. After I just said never underestimate the Tony Pena airmail, I underestimated it, and he made me pay. Hope he didn't aim those finger guns at me. don't know about you, but I also like Smoke and Lightning and Heavy Metal Thunder. Tell you what, Tony taking advantage every opportunity he gets to add a couple more to that tally. That's going to put him up on Pete Rose, 14-2. Will it be a double dip situation? Tony Pena trying to make Philip Barnett look really good. Congratulations to all our winners in Camp Margaritaville. As mentioned a little while ago, Lonnie Campos, the juniors premier, Kim Jackson in the women's division. Mick Hoaxang taking the seniors division. He decided to go south as well. We got pretty nice weather up here, mid-60s, upper 60s. Good-looking couple of days here in Toledo. Brian going to be able to sneak around. No, he's not. He's going to pin those two bags together, so that'll be a washing 10, it looks like. Oh, no, it's a 10 on 7. One got loose. I didn't see that one there back behind. Take a little look around the room as you follow Tony over to collect his bags there in the Glass City Center. You have to be very careful about how you frame that to keep it PG-13. Tell you what, Tony can stay dialed in for a couple more frames. Brian just wants to continue to donate a couple here and there. It's only 4 points away from that double dip scenario, and he's not willing to take the risk to go in there and get the airmail drag. Oh, and there's an opportunity missed right there for Pena. It's going to be a washing 10. If you're out there watching, kind of curious, I know some of you are talking about getting to some more regionals still, hoping maybe to get to one of these last couple of majors. If you haven't, or we're not going to see you again until the Worlds, I'd love to know in the chat if you did get out to a major or multiple majors. I'd love to know which ones your favorite ones were and why. There's maybe some cities you'd never been to before. That's kind of the beauty of the additions to the schedule each year is you get a chance to go places that without cornhole and the allure of the major you may never have experienced. So I know that's been the case for me. I'm curious if you've had a chance to get out to one, what was one that maybe caught you off guard or wasn't what you expected or that you had a good time. And that right there, that's a bit of a PPR killer. These PPRs in this game, at least on Brian's side, not nearly what he was experiencing in game one. Is that going to – what do you walk away with there? He had to go down there and eyeball it himself. Collecting, checking. It was at a no, it wasn't. Was that it? He did it. All right, it was. It was 21. Okay. Well, bravo. How about Tony Pena? There was a 4 spot there. I think they were trying to figure out and kind of unwind whose bags were whose, but nicely done. Tony Pena gets the double dip and makes Philip Barnett look like a genius, taking the seniors championship. Well done. Nicely played. Who was it last year? It was Higgy that won senior, so he was looking for the repeat as well. He beat Ken Goodhue this time earlier in the season when we were here at the Glass City Center. So congratulations. He will add his name, Tony Pena, to the top of the tally and join our other winners, Grayson Valencia, who won Juniors Challenger, Bryce Jefferson, who won the Juniors Premier, McKenna Kopp double dipping Karen Hubbard. And how about that? Tony Pena double dips Brian Higginbotham to take the seniors. So we have co-ed happening out on all of the courts. We're going to have quads and the big blind draw before all is said and done. We're going to take a little break. We'll leave the action here. If he starts moving some games over to center court, we'll at least leave it up so that you can see and hear and get a feel as if you were here at the Glass City Center, Toledo, Ohio. Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, and this major, one of the final majors of season 21. The action continues from Camp Margaritaville as well, so enjoy. keep an eye on things happening here on center court. We'll be back with more commentating and coverage a little bit later on for you on the ACO Digital Network.